It was actually perfect timing. Before I saw the call to Lightning Talks, a less experienced developer came up to me and said, how do I learn all the things as a developer? Because as we know, there are so many things to learn as a developer. I've been a software developer for 15 years, and it's definitely a kick-ass career choice. I hope everyone agrees, but I've learned so many things from so many great people, so many awesome environments, and I've been on a lot of great projects as well. I don't regret it all being a software developer is my career. Here's a little list. I'm sure some of us are pretty familiar with this list of things that we've probably come across as developers. This isn't quite my list, but it's pretty close. So many different tools, frameworks, languages, you name it. We've probably seen this. Some of you are probably thinking, hey, my list is better. My list is bigger. You're awesome, all right? Some of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, my list is nowhere near that. How do I even get close to that huge list? Some of us are probably a little bit in between, like myself. I've been a developer for 15 years, and it's a little bit overwhelming sometimes to figure out how do I keep up with everything that's out there. So many new things. I didn't put a lot of things on that list because they're 10 years old. You guys would probably heckle me for putting them on there. So how do we keep up with all this stuff that's coming in the industry? Well, sometimes we keep up with it at work. I work with Vince Vaughn here. We're motivated at work to learn new things. Sometimes it's a project that we need to be on. Sometimes it's a new team that we want to be on. Sometimes it's a new job we want to work at. We're motivated. We need to spend the time to learn some new things. Otherwise, it's up to us to keep up with all these technologies in our industry. These are some professionals here. Here's a lawyer, a doctor, and a scientist. Everyone know Dr. Bob, or Uncle Bob, sorry, Uncle Bob? I had the great experience of hearing Uncle Bob talk in person. I've seen him talk online before, and he was talking about software professionals. He has a lot of great things to say, but among them is about being a software professional. And these professionals, we expect them to be on top of their game. We expect them to take the time to be at seminars, do some research on their own. Sure, they get experiences at work, but that's not where they get all of their education. So there's really no difference between us being a professional and those professionals listed there. Does anyone take a guess how much time Uncle Bob thought that we should expect to spend outside of work to enhancing our skill set? How many hours? Anyone take a guess? 0. I saw 0. It's greater than 0. I see 5. He actually said 20 hours. And when I first heard that, I said 20 hours? Holy crap. I mean, either you're at a job where you're already working 50 hours plus, you have a family, you've got hobbies, you've got other stuff you want to do besides sitting at the computer learning new things. 20 hours? That's insane. So that was my initial reaction. So then I sat back and I said, look, 20 hours, I'm taking that as a symbolic time frame. There's no way I'm going to clock 20 hours every week outside of my job to learn new things. But I do need to keep that in mind that that's my responsibility outside of work. Like those other professionals we depend on, our employers depend on us to be that same kind of professional and keep on top of our game. So what's the motivation outside of work? We're not learning something that we need to know at work. We're not learning something to get a new job. We're learning something because learning is fun, right? We're all here at a Monday night listening to a bunch of people talk, listening to me talk. Learning is fun. That's great. That is a great motivator. But is it enough? I'm not sure. Hello world. We do a hello world. We look at Angular. We do the hello world. We look at some other language, do the hello world. The developer that came to me, he said, I'm interested in the mean stack. And I said, that's cool. What are you going to do? So I'm going to do some tutorials, maybe do the hello world program. Then I want to build something on it. I said, well, that's a great idea, but maybe you want to first focus on, get the hello world, see everything come together, and then focus on one piece. Maybe it's Mongo you're interested in. Maybe it's Angular that seems really cool. But you do that hello world, you're going to come out of there thinking, oh, this is easy. I'm done. I'm going to put it on LinkedIn. I'm going to put it on my resume. I'm going to go get that mean stack job that I've been dying to get. And then you find yourself in this spot. You're sweating bullets in the interview. You're like, I'm hello world. My suggestion is to share with other people what you learn. Why do I say that? Well, you share, you get it in front of someone on the open web, you build an extension or an add-on or an app in the Chrome store, You create a mobile app. Share a repository that you created out on GitHub. Blog about it. Speak here, at the JS meetup. If you're really comfortable public speaking, go to one of these conferences and submit a talk. Even go to Stack Overflow. Prepare to be beat up sometimes when you answer something on Stack Overflow. But share what you learn, and why? Why should I share what I learn? Why can't I just sit at home, clock in my 20 hours every week outside of work and learn something new? Well, if you're not sharing with other people, if you're not getting out in front of people, it's really hard to stay disciplined. You might set this, hey, I'm going to learn the mean stack by the end of the month. I'm going to do this. And then something else comes up that you're more interested in. Say, well, I can get to that next month. It's not a big deal. But if you identify something that you want to build, that you want to share, that's small enough to where you can start setting these small goals, then you're more likely to start using the right tools. You're not going to cut corners. You're going to follow best practices. You're going to test it in all browsers. You're going to test it in all devices and all screen sizes. You're going to be prepared. Okay? You're going to be prepared if you're giving a talk. You're going to be prepared. You're going to go to the extra mile to make sure that if someone asks you those questions, either to show you how smart they are or a really valid question, you're going to be prepared to answer it. You're going to be prepared to back yourself up on Stack Overflow. You're going to build some kind of app that people use, and they're going to give you feedback. You might not like it, but at least you're going to be prepared to sort of pivot, switch gears, make some enhancements. But again, start off small. Because if you start off something big, you're not going to necessarily know exactly how all these pieces can fit together and other problems to solve. So again, my recommendation, I'm sure a lot of us are already doing that, but if you're looking for a story to tell or you're trying to motivate yourself, share with other people, be that kick-ass developer. That's done. I'm done. 5 minutes?